Okay, so welcome into Philadelphia Walks PTSD. My name is Sharon Cole, or Sharon, or Cole, whatever you want to refer to me as. No big deal. In a good way. Don't care. Rat, pig, horse, cow, dinosaur, lizard, hippo, rhino, what have you. All these words mean something different to every single different faction in the nation. Trying to slide here. I had it on private, but a little one came in. So it does bother me when I set this on private that it can make it seem like someone comes into the video. Normally that should not happen. So I do wonder what that is. But anyway, it's a little bit annoying, especially it can make you feel like people have hacked your laptop. I do have free Wi-Fi here. Some people pay for their own service and can set up their own, like, account, if you will. But I choose the free Wi-Fi. It's sort of like being at a Starbucks or any place, coffee shop that offers free Wi-Fi or hotel, but it is encrypted, and when you go in, it's supposed to be privatized. So anyway, with that said, today is day 130 of my one video each day, 365-day video campaign, trying to raise money, a fund for myself and possibly the family members left behind. But in my case, for a life lost, stolen, robbed through extreme harassment to the point of how do you function, and how do you find a job even? Because sometimes those can be incredibly limited, almost as if you're on a special path. So that even if I found a job that would open up for me, it would be like, it would feel fake-ish, or people would be playing a game. And it's like, I would like to find a job in a normal place or work with normal people who behave normally and are professional and kind and productive, I guess, or take pride in their work, as opposed to like playing a cat and mouse game all the time. So anyway, I will start with my usual shtick, which is the fourth Monday of January 2011. I was made to believe I'd be murdered in my apartment. I was trembling, convulsing, could barely hold a phone. Muscles went limp. My voice wouldn't operate for a minute or two. Called my sister, then called police. Next day, called my mom. Got we're sorry, the phone number you are trying to reach has been disconnected, which played all into this like movie, very surreal movie-like experience. And did anyone? You can't play God with someone's life. And it's highly illegal to do such a thing. So people would try to purport. There might be people who try to purport that, oh, we did this for your own good. Well, excuse me, I was going on 40. Who do you think you are? I'll interfere in your life and scare the hell out of you, make you run around in circles and drive you crazy and say it was for your own good. You see what I mean? You can't do that to people. So I don't know what it was. I think it's more for the gain of other people, not necessarily for me. So I did turn into a totally different person, but I actually think the first year was so full of terror that other people sat in the wings and waited, and then better people sort of came around and maybe tried to help me kind of sort of become a raw vegan foodie, green juicer, a yogi, so forth and so on. But all of this on my dime, on my time, and hard work, and so forth and so on. In a way, it's like being a slave. So hard to explain. Maybe people in the music industry can give me a shout out. Anyway, I would like to know who kicked this off and when they're going to pay me. So today I am going to talk about something strange that happened on this path. And this didn't happen until 2018. So many years later, I wind up in a situation where I'm staying at someone else's house for free, basically. I had to leave my apartment. It's a whole thing that is hard to explain through no fault of my own. I needed to hurry up and get out of my apartment. Wound up staying at someone's home that was open for about 8 months. And during that time period, some odd things happened. I lost a lot of weight because I didn't have money coming in or anything like that. And I sort of had to piecemeal and send GoFundMe links out to people that I knew. But on one of those days, one of the Kennedys was coming in for a book reading. One of the Kennedy family members had published a book. I forget which one. It's maybe one of the brothers of John F. Kennedy. And I feel like he's often come to Philadelphia for things. Many years ago, I saw him in a debate over at the National Constitution Center. Institution, that's funny because it is like an asylum in Philadelphia. So run by inmates. So anyway, I was over at the main library on Benjamin Franklin Parkway. So the address would be like 1901 Vine, even though it's Ben Franklin Parkway. It might be Vine Street up until that Logan Square or circle. So on that day, the home where I was staying happened to be right around Logan Square, and this was 2060 Apple Tree Street. And when I walked around that day, the entire aura, the entire environment felt completely different. It was as if Washington came in, made a presence that was either orchestrated or they can create an entire feeling where you feel collegiate, you feel Washingtonian, you feel important. It's a whole different feeling than probably the normal feeling of your community. So, and it was fascinating. And is it considered gang stalking to do that? What is it? And you would notice it. And if your awareness is raised to a certain level, you would certainly notice it. But I think people can kind of feel it. And it was almost like a day was presented because a Kennedy was in to read at a book reading at the library. So it felt very like, put the wings on me. We got the CIA in the house. We got everything out, everybody. Actually, the Kennedys might be known for not loving the CIA. I'm not sure. But anyway, I wanted to bring that up as something that can happen in an environment. And of course, we remember JFK was assassinated on 11/22/63, so the numbers come into play. And 6 and 3 is a 9. So you could see 11, you could see the 6 and 3 as a 9, and then you have 22 in there. So you could look at it any which way. There does seem to be, to some people, in the know on numbers, and I don't totally really understand it. For some reason, it kept coming up. So I don't know if there are populations being like exposed to this system. What to do with it, I don't know. But it seems to be that numbers come up a lot, and someone out there knows what it is, or there's a combination or some sort of machine in place. And I don't know if people would know to sort of like lay low on certain days. I don't know. It gets too confusing because in that case, 11/22/63, you would have to decide, you know what, today I'm going to add the 6 and the 3. This is before 9/11, but you would have to know, like, I don't even know if they had 911 as an emergency number back then. Like way back in the 60s, you would just dial 0. Even in the 70s, you just hit 0. We didn't have 911. I don't know when 911 came into play, like the 80s or the 90s. So 911 wasn't even, you just like press 0. Oh my God, something's happening. I think somebody robbed my house, So wink, wink, I think they did. Anyway, just wanted to bring that one up. This is a short one today, but can environments be controlled? Say you go into a Whole Foods, and how controlled are employees or the environment or the shoppers while you're there? Say you go into a Trader Joe's. How controlled are the employees? And of course, we all know that businesses can create cultures, if you will, and everybody sort of maybe adopts that culture while they're at work. Maybe some more than others. Others may be resistant to it. And they just sort of have to put up with the man while they're there, Or a lot of corporations and businesses have cultures, but in a way, it is a form of control over a population, if you will. Even in yoga studios, certain environments are created and control comes into play. Are you going to feel like you're actually in old India, Eastern India, practicing yoga? Or are you going to feel like you're in a spa-like environment in a small heated room with lots of mirrors? So all of these places, in a way, create an ambiance, but also can control people. I guess even restaurants, they try to create certain ambiances. Maybe they shine a spotlight on your table while you're there, and it's like the Truman Show. I talked about that in another video. So just wanted to throw it out there. Washingtonian Day, whenever one of the Kennedys came in to read from his book, I didn't sit in on the reading. I can't remember if you had to buy tickets to his, Some of the readings are free at the free library. Others you might actually have to buy a ticket. Um, I didn't sit in, and it could have been a thing like, no, we're not going in. We just sort of wanted to check around and sniff around, but don't go in. So regardless, even if we love the Kennedys because they're about the Commonwealth, although these days free enterprise sounds great to me because I'm so exhausted and tired of being trampled on. So thank you so much and have a great day. And until next time.